Marky
good.
said.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Awesome.
So it's playing basketball tonight, so I'm hoping to get out of here quick. Home? No, West Tonka.
Okay, so not bad.
So hopefully make second half.
Ready?
Sure.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
I need cheaters too.
All right, calling to order the January 6th, 2026 meeting of the Long Lake City Council. All council members are present this evening. Good evening, everyone. Let's start with item 2, the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item 3, Mayor's Comments, Long Lake News, meeting review and updates. So it's been a couple, maybe even 3 weeks since we met last as a city council, and we had some holidays in between, obviously. So I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we're able to have some downtime with family and friends and that type of thing. Good weather out there to get in. We had some fresh snow and everything, so that was nice. So besides the holidays, not a lot going on in Long Lake as far as meetings or those types of things. So always a good time of the year. Skating rink update. Holbrook Park skating rink is open. The ice is available for use. I was there the other day. There's quite a few skaters out there enjoying the ice. Lights are on, and only drawback is the warming house is not open at this time, and that's because there was some water damage in there due to a issue involving CenterPoint Energy, I believe, where the gas was shut off, and there was flooding in the building. So we are working on fixing that and filing an insurance claim and that kind of thing. So the warming house is closed, but the ice is open. Please get out and enjoy it if you can. All right, with that, we will move on to number 4, to approve this evening's agenda. I'll accept a motion on that.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
A second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 5 is the consent agenda. We have quite a few items on the consent agenda this evening, items A through J. Some liquor license issuance. C is appointment of Jason Kuiper, I believe, to the position of full-time Public Works Maintenance Worker 1. So that is terrific. Welcome, Jason. Approved letter of engagement for Abdo for 2025, as well as for our city attorney, Carson, Cleland, and Schrader. And fund transfer regarding the Park Dedication Fund. And approve the 2026 pay equity report and authorize submittal to the city administrator.
Can I just ask one question? Was that any restricted funds? Just curious.
That's actually what that transfer is for. That is going to be transferring out the non-restricted funds into our newly created Parks and Trails Fund and leaving only restricted funds in that fund so that we can easily identify which funds are restricted versus which funds are not.
Perfect.
And that was, the amount was directed from our auditors during the prelim.
Okay. You probably told us that before, but I forgot.
Any other questions for staff regarding items on the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second, and any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Great. And move on to item 6, open correspondence. Open correspondence is an item on the agenda during which the public may address the city council. No formal action is taken by the city council, and comments should be limited to 5 minutes or less. And open correspondence comments may also be emailed to city staff by noon on the date of the meeting. Anyone wish to approach this evening for open correspondence? I don't believe so. Any submitted open correspondence?
Nothing, thank you.
All right, terrific. Then we move on to 7, regular business, starting with 7A, appointment of Jesse Lahman to the position of full-time Public Works Maintenance Worker 2. All right, welcome, Jesse, and who's going to kick this off?
I'd be happy to.
All right.
This is an exciting one for us. We posted for both Public Works Maintenance Worker 1 and entry-level position, as well as a Worker 2, which is the experienced level position. And we're pleased to, to receive applications from very qualified candidates for both positions. Mr. Lauman was a candidate for the Maintenance Worker 2 position. He already has his CDL as well as water and sewer licensure, which means he is positioned from years of experience, which I'll invite him up to share a little with us in a second if you're up for it. He's positioned well from experience and knowledge to immediately be a great asset to our Public Works Department and start helping with that workload. So I'm very excited. We interviewed him, Administrator Noeski, Public Works Director Dirks, and myself on Monday, December 8th. The interview consisted of, a questionnaire followed by a little bit of an on-site skills test over at Public Works. And then the candidate met independently with Public Works Director Dirks in a 2-hour kind of technical interview where he received a tour of the town and our facilities. And after really both interviews, we all agreed collectively on terms to extend a conditional offer of employment to Mr. Lauman pending successful background check, which has been completed, no issues there. He's got progressive years of experience in public works and utilities positions for larger communities, and I think he probably is familiar with some technology that we hope to grow in our use of potentially. So yeah, we're really looking forward to working with him. He's available to start on January 12th. And with that, we're looking for approval of a resolution to confirm his appointment. But before we do that, I'd love to introduce him. Jesse, if you feel like stepping up there to the podium, welcome.
Is this a
Welcome to the
surprise?
hot seat.
My name's Jesse Lauman. I've been working for basically Minnesota cities for the past 16 years. When I was 16, I started as a seasonal at the city of St. Louis Park, and I've kind of jumped around from big cities and small cities, operating large equipment and small equipment, hand tools. Most of my experience comes from utilities, water and sewer, dealing with water meters, customer calls. So I enjoy my job. I like doing things the right way, the safe way. There's a lot more I could get into.
One thing he
okay.
mentioned to us is that he had an active interest in a position that would allow for growth opportunities and also have diverse work experiences, where you're not doing meters all day long every
Variety
day,
work.
that kind of thing. You have a little more diversity in your day. And that is something that a small city can offer. So we're excited and we hope it'll be a great fit.
Great.
Family,
Welcome,
kids,
Jesse.
anything?
No, I'm single, so dedicated to working.
Wow. Apparently.
Right, sir.
Well, we have a small but mighty Public Works team, so it'd be great to have you as a member of that. And we have not a very large city, 1 square mile, and lots going on this time of the year with snow removal and that sort of thing. And we've been blessed with very good Public Works team for the 30 plus years I've lived here. It's been great, and look forward to you continuing that tradition and helping to support Sean and the other members of the team starting next Monday, assuming we approve this. So welcome and great to have you.
I can make a motion to approve.
All right.
Jesse Lauman's to the position of full-time Public Works Maintenance Worker 2.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations.
That's the first time I
Welcome.
got to see that happen.
Yeah. The other councils have been more split on the decision.
Been to a council meeting.
Oh, okay, well, great. We'll come back anytime. There's plenty of seating. And,
Yeah.
The third time I've ever gotten up in front of a group to talk, so
oh, you did great. You did
Yeah.
great.
try.
All right, thanks,
Realize it,
Jesse.
but you're also on camera.
Try not to know.
You're now a YouTube sensation.
Pretend it's not there.
Yes. All right, have a good night, Jesse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
again. We'll see you
Jesse.
soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, so moving on then to item 7B, 2026 city appointments. Jeanette, I believe you usually walk us through this annual process.
Thank you, Mayor. Actually, maybe it's best to ask since a lot of this is very routine in nature, would you like me to walk through them all, or do we just want to jump in? The
Jump in.
positions are largely unchanged. I'm more than happy to just jump in if we'd like.
Yeah, I
So
don't-
we don't know what all the positions are. So we just jump in.
Yes,
Right.
yes. In all reality, I was very close to just pre-filling everyone the same as last year. And I did do that for particularly the Shoreline Fire Department positions, because I really felt that, just we as a staff feel that's very strongly warranted for this first full year, since the appointees have only held those positions since the end of October. We hope there's no objection to that. But other than that, I think Mayor Minor, of course, would like to continue to work with Councilmember Dyvek as his mayor pro tempore, so we have that filled in. Of course, again, we have the Shoreline Fire Department voting directors and ex officio directors for the operating committee already filled in here. Wondering about appointees to the Utility Agreement Subcommittee, and I know we've said this for many years, we make this appointment in case there's some momentum for that group to start looking at those agreements. And there hasn't been, in large part because fire has been such a significant focus. But I do think we could actually see
I'd like to.
some momentum on that finally this year. So I think I would really recommend we have two council members take those spots. I think, let's see here.
Was it Deirdre and I this past
I
last year?
believe it was, yes. And if you're both willing to do the same, I'm happy to just fill that in.
You guys good?
Sure,
Ship it.
if you are. Good to have you as my legal aid, legal
Okay.
attaché. All right.
Park Board Liaison, Councilmember Qualley served in that position last year.
That didn't meet very often either, but it seems like there might be some.
I do think there may be a little more momentum to meet a little bit more often this year. Probably not starting until, I would say, February or March, but I think they have some ideas.
Okay.
And, we support that, so if you're interested.
I'm okay, yep.
Nominate Deirdre.
Go.
Oh, you do a good job of communicating back to us.
Yeah.
Really, I think I'm the worst communicator,
No, don't sell yourself
because I've
short.
usually forgotten what happened.
Do great.
Councilmember Feldman served as Planning Commission liaison last year. The Planning Commission also does not meet very often.
Yeah, I'm happy doing it if you guys want me to.
It's land use
Awesome.
application based, so that helps.
And I don't mind coming in your absence
Awesome.
as,
Okay.
when you text me.
Yep. Which has happened before.
Councilmember Qualley, you served as the Chamber of Commerce liaison last year. Would you like to continue to do the same?
Sure, unless anybody really wants to be on the chamber.
I think I'm okay, but if you're good doing it, but unless you wanna, you're growing tired of it or something, but,
I'm okay being on the chamber, yeah.
okay. All right, thank you. We just gotta get you some help with the bouncy house this year at Buckhorn Days.
Yes, actually, volunteers probably would be great for that, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Shouldn't have to do it all day long.
Councilmember Newcomer was appointed as the Long Lake Waters Association liaison last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Councilmember Qualley, again, with the Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission. I know you were actually an officer for the board, I believe, as well, weren't you?
Yeah, it's kind of, I think the commission's gotten smaller,
Okay,
but yes, I am the treasurer.
okay.
But I don't know if I'm the treasurer going forward because we haven't had did we? Well, I don't think we've had the elections this year.
Okay, okay. Would you like to continue in that
Sure.
capacity?
Sure.
Thank you, Deirdre.
And, of course, the Highway 12 Safety Coalition. Again, this is one I think we more stay aware of than actively involved with. Councilmember Newcomer was appointed last year.
And then Feldman with as the backup,
We can
or
certainly do that, yes.
are you guys okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, there's one on Thursday.
I actually don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I also pre-filled in Mayor Minor as the Wayzata Crime Prevention Coalition Liaison, assuming that would continue to be an active interest.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, Mayor Minor to the Northwest Hennepin League of Municipalities with Mayor Pro Tempore Dyvek as alternate.
What about, is that a crime prevention? Did we say that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, which one was that?
That was me, I'll continue to do that one. I think on page 72 that she's got them pre-populated.
Yes, I did pre-populate that one. I knew Mayor Minor had served in that capacity for a few years, and given your public safety background, I took a leap and assumed you would likely enjoy continuing to do so.
Sure.
Is everybody good?
You know, some of these look like it's not evenly distributed, but some jobs have more
Yeah.
activity than other jobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
You seem like you have a lot, but and the ones we just filled in, but you're okay with that?
The LMCC meets, sometime, we've been meeting more regularly, but for the big commission meetings, it's not very much, I think.
Yeah. Things ebb and flow, like planning, sometimes you get
Yeah.
every month, and then other times it's dry for a while. And right now, fire is
Fire's the
excessive,
big
so,
kahuna.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
that should tail off too. as
One
things start
opportunity
stabilize.
for an adjustment, just an idea, given how many things that you are volunteered for, might be, for example, I mean, your involvement with the chamber and the LMCC have been, years in the making. You have great relationships with both of those organizations. We haven't actually ever met as really a utility agreement subcommittee, so that might be an opportunity if you wanted to step away from that and someone else step in to fill that spot.
absolutely. If anybody wants to do the utilities, do you want to do?
I don't. I'll just say, I feel very comfortable with having a legal expert on that, because that feels like there's more complexity there than,
Well,
I don't want
Okay.
to, overly nominate you for things, but I personally like you doing that one, just because your background, but if it's too much, then I would back off.
And
that.
hopefully we wouldn't need, hopefully that's mostly staff driven. I'm hoping that we would just
Yeah.
need to jump in there maybe once if there's some, but last time there was different set of circumstances with the oral leadership, so I think this time will be much better. We can mostly
Yeah.
be handled staff level.
I will mention too that we did have a resident that's also willing and wanting to help with the utility agreement.
I think I
And
know.
so if we end up getting together as a subcommittee, we're also gonna have some support from a resident that has offered help to Sean, so.
I
Terrific.
think we know who that
Yes.
person is.
I think so. Okay. All right. Good,
I
good.
think that would be very contract driven.
Yeah.
To look at what's existing,
Yeah.
and what can legally be changed versus.
And what can, I mean, we can't unilaterally change something that's very difficult, but if we can do it by mutual agreement.
Correct. And so,
So you're okay staying on the utilities?
Sure, does anybody want to be on the park board? It doesn't matter, because the park board hasn't met that often either.
No, they have not. I'm
I
just
think we
looking
met
to get you some assistance there.
Once last
Take
year.
that off your plate, I'll take that one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
'Cause I
Todd.
think-
Okay. All right. Thank you. And then I assume Mr. Axelson is okay with another year or the full year. I know I wasn't sure if that was temporary arrangement before, but he's good with serving
I
in
assume he is,
2026.
when we first spoke with him, we did mention that it was gonna be a year commitment. I have a meeting with him tomorrow that I can verify that with him.
Okay.
And is he still on the planning commission?
Yes.
Yes, but
Yes.
given that the planning commission
Yeah.
has very few applications come before them these days, that's the thing, is with a fully built-out community, the duties of a planning commission are less. There aren't as many subdivisions to review. There are a couple that are on the horizon out there, minor subdivisions, lot splits, but they are more minor in nature.
Okay. All right, big one. Who wants to be the weed inspector?
I thought you were.
I don't
Charlie.
think that's an option.
It's okay. Another
It's
year.
part of the definition.
I believe it
By
is.
statute.
Does that mean you come over and help weed the
Yeah.
garden?
Yeah, right.
He inspects.
Right, identify weeds.
Tells me,
He'll
that's-
just point them out to you.
All right, John. do
I'll
you
make a
wanna
motion to adopt the City of Long Lake 2026 appointments, and should I read through them?
I think we can say, including the appointments as discussed.
Okay, including the appointments as discussed.
All right,
And
second.
one thing I will mention, Todd, if you can't make the park board meeting, I can go in your absence, so
Sounds good.
I can be back up.
Yeah, I just need to get plugged into any emails and when and where and,
I will take care of that.
okay, awesome, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so a motion, Mr. Feldman, did you make a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Terrific.
Just one
that
note
was
on the
fast.
park board, I have kind of jumped in as the new staff liaison for the park board. So that's why it's easy for me to make promises. You're going to be on the list and getting agendas.
So quickly, who
Thank
was
you.
the staff liaison prior?
Sean.
Public Works Director.
Okay, okay.
Yes, so thank you
Yep.
for helping with that, Jeanette.
Not a problem.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll move on to item 8, other business. Go around here, Councilmember Newcomer.
No, I'm good. Holidays are over, holidays were wonderful. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good, so nothing new.
Good? All right.
I'm good,
Mr.
thank you.
Feldman.
Nothing.
Just want to say Happy New Year to everybody and 2026. It's amazing we're here.
Happy New Year's.
You're around the sun.
It has flown by, yep, and, okay, anything else from you?
No, that's it.
And, yeah, I guess I should mention at the beginning that we have a big change in fire service and,
That's right.
the end of an era with the Long Lake Fire Department as of December 31st, and now serves both Shoreline Fire Department on January 1st, so from what I'm hearing, it's been going good so far, and some transition issues going on, or getting worked out, but we thank the firefighters for their service for the last many years once again, and then for serving in the future as members, those of them that are serving in the future under the Shoreline Fire Department. I know there's a deputy chief selection process going on, which will hopefully be wrapped up in the next few weeks as well, so I'll be excited to see where that takes us. Besides that, I just want to mention there was, I think just shortly after we last met, there was a move afoot for a group for mayors across Minnesota to sign a letter, kind of a joint letter together that kind of addressed, issues at the state level and both, whether it be by the, from state representatives, state senators, Governor Walz there was some news coverage of it the last week or two. And there's initially a little over around 100 mayors that signed the letter, and then that jumped up to 241 mayors that signed the letter out of 854 cities. And I kind of evaluated, and I just decided that I wasn't, on behalf of our city, I wasn't interested in signing it. I just saw some, maybe some connotations going on behind the scenes and things like that. Did some background research on kind of, those that were driving the letter and things like that, and watched some interviews that the main author did on Fox News about the letter and some of the reasons for it. So didn't sign it. I want to talk to you guys about it, get some input, but now I think we're kind of past that point. I think they've kind of done 2 iterations of it, and it's been disseminated and I think a lot of it was, and personally, I think a lot of it was geared towards Governor Walz, and we all know what sort of happened yesterday. There's been a change there regarding the campaign season, so I just thought it was a little too political, and I decided not to sign it. And but if I don't know if any of you guys had any questions about it, or if you've even heard anything about that, but I'm on a mayor's listserv, and there's quite a bit of activity about it from those that were for the letter and those who are against the letter, and that sort of thing. But I just decided not to do it because I didn't want our city to be sort of part of the topic, so to speak. And so that's that. I just want to bring that up in case that was on anybody's mind. Besides that, nothing else to report. We've got another year of meetings coming up, and I heard a couple of you are going to be going on Thursday to Representative Myers' Town Hall in Shorewood, so thank you for doing that, Councilmember Qualley and Newcomer. Nobody else planning on going, right? Okay, perfect. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for staff for getting the ice rink opened, and Public Works, and good to see people out there using that now that it's cold out.
I'm filling those positions too.
Is there a physician staff there for, wasn't last year we were struggling to get somebody to,
We're working on a backup plan
Okay.
for the warming house for the future.
The warming house is still, I met with an insurance agent out there, because if you recall, we had the pipe break, so right now the warming house is not in use.
old house?
Yes,
It's,
it's just, we're not, the bathrooms aren't functional.
Yeah.
And so we are working with the insurance agent to try to get repairs completed, but, so that's why it's not open at this time.
no water
What's
claims and repairs in progress.
So it takes a little while just to get the insurance.
Actually,
coverage.
they did approve it sight on, during the inspection, so now Sean will be working with with the plumber to get everything repaired and make
perfect.
sure, the insurance agent was very adamant that we make sure that the water heater doesn't have any internal cracks or things that would cause damage in the future. He also said we need to be very mindful of mold, because that would not be covered, in the future. So he said, make sure that we check everywhere and do the repairs correctly the first time, so we don't have larger problems in the future. The insurance agent we were working with was wonderful, so,
And this is our insurance agent,
through the LMCC, yep.
okay, so in the CenterPoint Energy took note.
I did mention, I explained to him what had happened with CenterPoint, and he said that their attorney would probably be reaching out to CenterPoint, if they so choose. He said sometimes in dealing with situations like this, it's kind of, it doesn't go anywhere, but he said that their attorney would make the decision on how to proceed with that information. So they were given.
Okay.
So, yes, that's your warming, that is why there's nobody at the warming house staff, because the warming house is not functional.
All right, Deirdre, anything else?
No, just congratulations on maintenance workers. I think
Yes.
that
Yeah.
was so great. You look like you had some really qualified with commercial licenses and sewer and water, which was a
Jason
struggle.
was unable to be here this evening, but he actually was a longtime employee and subcontractor for Minnesota Rusco. He knows his way around tools and maintenance and equipment. And I feel very confident he has the skill set to obtain his water sewer licensure and work his way up to a level 2, versus coming in without much background. So he's a very, I would say, a very strong entry-level candidate. The water, sewer, utility work, and some of that will be new, but he also had some landscaping and snow plowing and stuff in his background. I feel confident that he'll come in ready to work and ready to troubleshoot, which is always great. So.
That is great.
All right,
Nothing.
nothing else? Okay, Amanda.
I have a few things to mention about the Public Works employees that we hired. Max from the newspaper did reach out to me and ask, he had noticed that there was an adjustment to the pay plan as it regards to Public Works, and he just asked for some clarity on that. So I let him know that we didn't have the applicant pool that we were hoping for, but in order to stay competitive, that was why we felt it was important for an adjustment in the pay plan to be able to get these qualified gentlemen to come work for our city. We felt like that it was appropriate at this time, so I just wanted to let everyone know if they see anything for my quote that was mentioned. I also wanted to let council know at the last council meeting, we had discussed putting garland on the light poles. Public Works was able to
I see that.
to get garland from storage, and we actually brought in some that we had each had at home that we got rid of from years past. And we were able to complete the downtown area prior to the holidays, so that was very
Thank you.
exciting, and
Yeah.
they were very happy to do that. And I also want to let council know that I will be meeting with WSB tomorrow. There's an I&I grant right now that I'm having WSB help us with. Trying to get the grant funds for that and to move forward with all I&I projects that we've discussed already, and look forward to getting something accomplished in 2026. So I will be meeting with WSB to apply for that grant.
Who is sponsoring that? Is it like the state, or is it the county, or is it?
I believe it's a state. I purposely, as I was saying it, I didn't mention it. I do believe it is a state grant.
Okay.
But is not one of the pieces of paper I brought with me, so I apologize. But I
That's
believe
okay.
I believe it's state. I've been working with Jeff a little bit. The last couple months, I'd done a webinar to get some information on it. Obviously, it won't pay 100% of expenses, but anything right now will be helpful, so.
I didn't know if it was like Met Council too, like.
I actually thought it was a
It might
Met-Council
be Met
grant.
Council,
Okay.
and
Met
that's,
Council grant.
I apologize.
No,
I
don't
should
worry
check
about
for
it. Don't
sure.
worry about it.
But yes, I just keep seeing the words I and I grant everywhere. So
Who's ever giving money?
whoever's giving it, I'm working with WSP to make sure we get it. So that meeting will be tomorrow, and I'm hopeful that we'll get something from that. So that is all I have.
Great. Jeanette?
Speaking of all things grant awards, it sounds like my grant application to the Secretary of State's office for some ADA accessibility improvements, particularly with regard to the exterior doors of City Hall. It was a very competitive grant environment with a lot of applications received in the end. It sounds like there was quite the flurry by the end of the deadline. So while the project was not fully funded, we did receive an award, I believe. I'm just waiting for the official confirmation, but I was able to look online, and it looks like we received an award of about $6,100 and change. So you're likely to see that grant contract on an upcoming agenda. I think what we've decided to do is, while that doesn't fund the full scope of the $22,000 project, to do both doors, both sets on both sides of the building, the outer and the inner doors. I think we're going to prioritize the outer and inner door for the primary entrance and make sure we get that ADA system up and functioning with a lighter weight door and, more current aesthetic. And so I think that's where our focus will be. So we will have an out-of-pocket expenditure on that, but half of it should be paid for, essentially.
That's good.
Also, a little minor news flash, there is a new button on the homepage of our website today for online permits, because the portal is up and running.
Wow.
Fancy.
So, yes, it is up, running, and much to my shock, on day one, I already have 3 permits in here.
Wow.
So this is a little behind the scenes of what that looks like. And some of the information that I can see and how it's going to work. I don't want to, blow this up too big here, but you can see things like a contractor assigned and the fee calculation, confirmation of payment being made, inspections have been assigned, letters issued. So this was our first fully approved and paid for permit on our new portal on its first day.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So we'll have some learning lessons as we go throughout, but I'm very excited to put this tool to use, learn the ins and outs of it, and do so in time to, get ready in the future to potentially be training some office support assistants on how to use it. But the first step to that is me learning how to use it. So very excited about that. That's a big deal for us, and I'll be asking for feedback from our permit clients initially and see what they think of it.
I think that'll
You
be.
click on that and like the fencing, blah, 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 does it show our codes? And
It actually, I can go back to it if you want.
not to dig in deeper.
No, that's okay. So part of this project was to, excuse me,
I'll just say Jeanette worked very hard with the designers to make sure that this was user-friendly to our contractors, to our residents, and to make sure questions were answered.
So like here, like it was.
yes. So the first step to this project while we were doing this was not just creating this, but also updating every one of these handouts that has been on our website to A, current code, and B, so these links and these handouts have all been now fully updated and all link
Nice.
and are all in more of a, you can see they're a similar format, text-wise, a little more current than the old Tahoma.
And that would be, we approve tie-in fences?
Yes, yes,
So
exactly.
That's kind of consistent with the. code.
Exactly. So, yes, all of these links do work and have been updated. And that was part of the work behind the scenes in preparing for this. I knew very well that I couldn't send them links and say, I want to have these links, but then not have the links be updated and ready to run. So, yeah, I'm super excited about it. I also have park permits. They built a custom web form for me because we had a few options. So we will actually be able to take, there isn't a calendar function, but we'll just go with call for availability. It's not that big a deal. That's how it works now. But this will still be a significant time savings, so we can actually have folks apply for park permits online now. So anyway, very, very excited about it. I'm optimistic. I'll be learning along the way. I appreciate everyone's patience if you encounter me on a permit, but
Great work.
Yeah.
Great work.
Well, maybe, so down the road, like, is it possible to put a calendar on there that says when it's reserved?
I don't think it will be quite that. It's a small cities tool, so it doesn't necessarily have all the bells and whistles of the 4 times the cost other products. So I don't think that is going to be available. There might be other ways in the future to think about that. I don't know, some sort of a shareable Google Calendar, I don't know, but I do kind of like the idea of them calling us as well, because when they do that, they aren't just trying to book a reservation for 200 people.
Yeah, so you can kind of screen.
Yeah, there has in the past been some good rationale for doing so. So,
But at least you're not getting little sticky notes.
no.
You have a kind of record of.
Yes, I'm thrilled about this and very optimistic, and I hope it will bring us into the technology age a little bit more. So,
Awesome work. All right, anything else, Jeanette?
nothing, thank you.
Okay, one thing I forgot to mention during my other business was just that the Lake Minnetonka Coalition, I asked staff to forward all of you an email earlier today. So probably haven't had a chance to take a look at it yet, but please do, just scan through it. It's just an update about what I've been telling you about for the last meeting or two, with a group of area cities getting together to potentially hire a lobbyist that would serve our city's interests at the Capitol and elsewhere. So there's some updates regarding that, and some estimated cost estimates to the city, which are fairly low in the neighborhood of, I think, $1,500 or so at this time.
I can actually bring that up if you'd like, because I do think I have that on this.
So to your point, Charlie, it seems like they're lobbying things that we have a common interest in protecting, but is there a way to opt out or something if there's something that they are lobbying that we don't have a common interest in protecting?
Yeah, I think once we signed it, I believe it's for a year at a time, so we probably wouldn't be able to opt out after the ball's rolling for that year. But we're not supposed to sway from these items that are listed in that,
Okay.
in the key concerns in that email, which is, protecting local control, regional infrastructure, such as bonding, and looking at property tax reform, if there's any ability to do any property tax reform affecting our communities out here. And yeah, that was the cost estimate that's listed there, broken down by the 10 cities that have sort of informally agreed to step forward to participate at this time. So that's subject to change, kind of add or deleting, and that could impact that cost increasing or decreasing as well.
Well, I think it's a wonderful thing that kind of organizing to kind of have a voice.
Have a lot of shared issues.
Yeah, local control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. No, I agree too. Thanks to Mayor Carlson from Deep Haven and Mayor Mullen from Wayzata for pushing this and being the leaders of this. And then it's possible that Orono would be the administrator of the Joint Powers Agreement, kind of the contract. And it's talked about in the letter too, I believe, for the email. Okay, so I want to mention that. Otherwise, next meeting I think probably just a typo on our next schedule. I'm assuming we're not going to meet on Monday, the 19th.
Just gonna ask that question.
Oh,
Okay,
goodness.
okay, that's okay. So Tuesday,
No, I apologize. Actually, it is updated in the electronic agenda. You'll see, actually, if you look up there, Monday, the 19th, city office is
okay.
closed.
Okay, so it'll be on.
Apologies for that.
Yeah.
I printed before I caught that, but I updated it for the published packet electronically, so,
Perfect, perfect.
yes.
All right, so next meeting on Tuesday, January 20th, and perhaps, probably not a work session envisioned at this time, or we'll wait and see, maybe. Let's wait and see.
I'd like to say wait and see on that one, I think.
Okay. Okay, sounds good to me. All right, if there's no objection, I'll adjourn the meeting by general consent. Hearing none, meeting is adjourned, 7:11 PM.
Time to start playing.
7, basketball?
Yep.
Well, good luck.
You just go from
How far do you have to go?
Don't you?
Well, I came